What's happening, guys? As you can see, I'm back in the shop. The bank holiday weekend is over. I've spent the vast majority of the weekend teasing you guys about this new scent that's coming out, and this will be realistically probably the last one this year. I say probably, even I know myself well enough to know I shouldn't say definitely, but I think this will be the last one this year. Anyway, I've been teasing you all weekend, putting posts up, taking posts down, hiding things, little hidden messages, hidden hints and tips. The scent will be coming out really soon now. So the teasing's over. It's time to get down to it and show you what this one is. I told you it's going to be a game changer. In my opinion, this one really is going to be a game changer. I'm just going to have a sip of my whiskey. Yeah, that's right. That hint has been involved all weekend. It's another whiskey infused scent. I say another. We've got the Manners Lounge, which is very masculine, very musky. Smells exactly what I expect a lounge to smell like, right? The residue of smoke, the residue of the leftover whiskies, the old leathers. That's what that scent's about to be about, the Manners Bar. That's exactly what it's meant to be. That's what it is. This one's something very different. So the whiskey infused scent that I'm bringing out to you guys is going to be called Maple Pecan Dram. Yeah, that's right. Maple Pecan Dram. How good does that sound? I can hear and see smiles on the other side of this camera. There's some whiskey drinkers out there that are literally banging their feet on the floor, pumping their fists to the ceiling. UK is crying out for scents like this. In the greatest respect to a lot of the other brands, I don't think many of them are really into their whiskey. Some of them obviously are, but we all know I'm really heavily into it. So the pressure's on these big old shoulders of mine, right, to get some whiskey stuff coming in the beard world in the UK. It's also incredibly hard because of the legalities of scents. Luckily enough, I've mixed a whiskey scent before, so I know the knowledge of doing that. So the Maple Pecan Dram, nice and simple. You've got maple, you've got pecan, and now what I've gone for is more of a Scotch style whiskey with this. Typically, if you're having the old fashioned, which is what this is, then it would be bourbon. What I found with mixing bourbon style scents is they don't tend to work quite as well. I think as a scent profile, the malt brings out the whiskey far more than a bourbon does. So when you bring this, I'm not going to sip whiskey again, don't worry. This is the scent. You saw my teaser video the other day. So what you get from this one is as you bring it towards your nose, and you can see there's not much in here. There's really not much in here. This is just a little tester pot I use because it opens up the scents easier for me than smelling it from a jar. You know this, guys, if you've gone to smell something from a bottle, it can smell a bit weaker than when you actually get it out on the pipette and put it on your hand and apply it to your beard. Something like this, God, you can tell I do tastes and scents, can't you? Having that big open funnel at the end really allows the scents to pop out to you and get a better idea when you're testing. There's no point doing a tester in a 5mm hole to sniff from. So anyway, what you get from this from the start is the maple and the pecan. As you're bringing it towards your nose, you're starting to get the wafts of those straight away. But as you bring it up to your nose and you take that first deep, slow sniff, that's when you get the whiskey come in the background. It's almost like you can feel it in your throat, like with the drink. When you've had an old fashioned, predominantly is the orange one. I don't know if many of you have tried a maple and pecan old fashioned, but they're right up there. Maple and walnut is another one. But once you bring it to your nose, you really do get those scents first, and then you get the whiskey come in. This is such a fantastic scent. It's really enjoyable. This is going to be one you can wear out anywhere. The testers I've got for this, and again, whiskey's not for everyone. There's going to be lots of people that don't even like whiskey. Maybe they don't like pecan. If you tell me you don't like maple, I'm not sure I'm going to believe you, because I don't think anyone dislikes the smell of maple. I mean, I'm super healthy for the best part. When the kids are making pancakes and stuff, that maple calls me. It calls me in dark ways. But that's our new scent. Again, I'm waiting on the labels for it as well, the finals for those. We're looking at something very different. To give you an idea of the labels, because we can tease with this, I'm looking at trying to go, this might not work out yet, but my initial thought process to this is really to go with an old sort of faded white, old paper style, almost similar to something like Maker's Mark. That sort of style background label with the same bronzy colour that our logo is. I never get this right, so bear with me. There you go. So that sort of same colour as the border, and then wherever we've got white text on our labels, which is on all the ingredients at the back, all the health and safety stuff, where it says beard oil, that will be black text. So we're really going for that almost Western style, typical like bourbon whiskey bottle label as our branding for this one. Again, haven't had the final test through of that yet, so we'll see how it looks once it's done. I'll post that. There's a massive chance I'm going to be releasing this as pre-order again. If you want pre-order, there's only one place in the world you're able to get that, and that is if you join our Facebook page, Beard Manners The Manners Lounge. It is purely for members of that. That's not to be harsh to anyone else, it's just an easier way of managing it. It would be absolutely impossible for me to do pre-orders on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, emails, websites, and keep up to date with this. Keeping it in one funnel on the Manners Lounge is by far the best way of doing it. And also it's an advertised perk of being in the Manners Lounge. There's no cost to it, it's a completely free group, it's not a club, it's nothing more, nothing less than a group. But yeah, feel free to join there if you're slightly interested in getting some pre-orders on this one. Pre-orders at this time, they're going to be anything for up to sort of around a week to 2 weeks. There'll be a cut-off for them as well. I'll take them for a couple of days, I'll be announcing it. I might even do them this evening. I think it'll probably be within the next 24 hours that I'll start taking these pre-orders. So get on to following the group and keep an eye out. And then from there, guys, you can start letting me know what you think about it. I think I'm going to bring this one out in, obviously, the samples, but the oils, balms and butters, there's certain scents, in my opinion, just won't work quite as well as a wash or as a wax or anything else. But yeah, let me know what you think. Maple Pecan Dram. I can't get enough of this one. Honestly, it's so good, it's so different. I absolutely love it. And you can tell how much it's got into me because I've done so many videos and content of me drinking whiskey the last few days, which normally I'm not a daily whiskey drinker, but this stuff is calling to me. So yeah, get on that Manners Lounge. Let me know what you think of this one. Let me know what you think of the name, the description of the labels, the scent. I want to hear it. Get it going. This will probably be the last one I bring out this year. Get on it. Maple Pecan Dram. Yeah, that's me. That's a bit of me.